What I'm about to say is going to make a lot of people mad, and I don't give a fuck. You saw the title, and I know you're thinking to yourself,
What are you talking about? Goku's black. You mean black? Like he's Black Goku?
no, I mean black like African. Yes. And I know a lot of you are like,
Whoa, wait a minute. What the fuck? Wait, is this a joke? Are you serious right now?
yes, I actually believe that Goku is black. Now, okay, before you sit here and ridicule me and say,
Every fucking black person's gotta turn something into a black thing.
listen, I'm not one of those people that like to fucking go to pre-existing stories and say, hey, let's make this fucking mermaid black now. I'm not one of them people. I'm 100% against that. All right. But what I am for is when they make things live action, that they try to stay as close to the original as possible. And personally, if I were given the task to cast the Dragon Ball live action movie or show or whatever the fuck, and also tasked with writing it because I am a writer, I would go with black people to play the Saiyans, in turn making Goku a black person. Now, that being said, I am not saying that Goku would be my skin color. He would not be my skin color. No. No, no, no. There's a lot of motherfuckers that look just like Goku, but are black. And I know you're like,
Wait, what do you mean?
what I mean is niggas like this, and that nigga, and this nigga, and that nigga, and this motherfucker right here. I'm saying they all are black. Or as many people out there know them as mixed. That's still black, by the way. Just in case you didn't know, that's still black. These niggas would perfectly fit as Goku or Vegeta or any other Saiyan because they have the same characteristics as these characters. Now, somebody out there right now is up in arms saying,
What the fuck are you talking about? This makes no sense. Goku clearly has a straight nose and has light skin.
and then they'll stop and be like,
Okay, well, I guess fucking, that nigga you just showed has light skin, but his nose is straight.
let me tell you something. There's mixed dudes that have straight noses like that. I'm just say I'm a person that knows a lot about Dragon Ball lore. I know more about Dragon Ball lore than I really should. Uh, I have a few big reasons why I believe the Saiyans are black. Right, the smallest one in the anime. Right, and I know the anime isn't canon by a lot of people, so I'm not using this as again. It's not really a big point. It's just something little, which is while Bulma was describing Goku's hair in Dragon Ball, she described it as nappy. Out of all the words to use to describe his hair, she described it as nappy. If I can find the clip, I will put it up. If not, I promise you, watch Dragon Ball. I think it's like in the first few episodes, she describes his hair as nappy. Now, again, small, teeny tiny reasoning. Now, the big ones. Let's get to it. On the topic of hair, all full blooded Saiyans have one thing in common. What is that? Black hair. On top of that, every Saiyan's hair stands up. You've never seen, whether it be a Saiyan that was made for just the movies or the anime or strictly the manga, you've never seen a Saiyan with straight hair or a Saiyan with you know, any other or hair that is flowing and going down like this. You've never seen that. Not once. You know what you have seen though? You've seen Saiyans with hair that sticks up like this. Sands with hair that is it sticks up so much like this, even when it's flowing down, it's still standing up. You know who else hair does that? Black people's hair, especially niggas with hair like mine, which is freeform. That is something that other races of people's hair does not do naturally, right? Unless they fucking freeform it as well. But even if they do freeform their hair, like white people when they freeform their hair, it's still like kind of straight And they do get like some knots because everybody's hair eventually wants to knot itself, but it's still going to be kind of straight. It will not be as knotted as our hair though. If you're black, your hair texture is usually going to be like mine, or maybe a little bit looser, but it's curly. You know what I'm saying? So your locks are going to be, especially naturally, it's going to be a lot more locky. I don't know what the word would be, but it would look a lot more like Goku's hair than it would look like Trunks' hair. Is what I'm saying. Now, I know somebody out there is like,
Wait a minute! Wait a second! What about when they go Super Saiyan, Mr. Smart Guy? Their hair turns blonde and their eyes turn blue. I ain't never seen a black motherfucker with.
yeah. Now what? Now you've seen it. This is natural. There are black people out there with blonde hair and blue eyes. Even though I don't agree that Super Saiyan's eyes are blue. Their eyes are fucking like a teal greenish type shit. It's not blue. Even if you wanted to say their eyes are blue, again, there's black people in the real world naturally born with blonde hair and blue eyes. It happens. And that's like people from Africa. Now imagine those features on a mixed dude. You wouldn't even be able to tell he's black, other than the fact that his hair is nappy. That's it. And maybe that his nose is a little bit bigger or his lips are a little bit bigger. Other than that, you wouldn't be able to tell he's black. Now, second thing, Frieza. He conquers planets, destroys them, whatever the fuck. He's this evil fucking space Hitler, basically. And what is something that this white tyrant, Frieza, does in the story? Well, he kept the Saiyans down. As I would describe him, he kept the blacks down. So this white tyrant kept the blacks down. And also, when he was enslaving them, he thought of them as lowly creatures. He just thought that, hey, you know what? You fuckers gonna do what I want. You know, I'm gonna get over on you. And he got them to do a lot of fucking dirty work for him. That sounds like something that happened in real life, doesn't it? And also, it's fucking crazy that the guy that's doing this is literally white. And also, these people are seen as naturally gifted. And all over the universe, these Saiyans are revered for having brutish strength, but also they're said to be dumb and all this kind of shit. Huh? What does that sound like? I'm not saying that black people are dumb or we're just brutes or whatever. No, I'm not saying that. But people say that about us. They say that about us. And that's the exact thing that's being said about the Sands in the story. And I don't know somebody out there is like, but black people weren't the only slaves. Listen, I get that. I'm not saying we were the only slaves, but come on. A white tyrant is ruling over an entire race. You might want to say,
Oh, this could be about any race that was a slave at some point.
maybe I might agree with you. Maybe I might agree with you if the next biggest point wasn't a thing, which is, what does this white tyrant describe the Saiyans as? Let's think. Workers? No, no, it's not workers, not brutes. No, no. Does he say they're idiots? Something similar. What does he call them? What does the white tyrant call them? Monkeys. He calls the Saiyans, the people he enslaves, the white tyrant calls them monkeys. This is very clearly black people. A white tyrant calls his slaves monkeys. His slaves are people that have hair that is black and sticks up. And you're going to tell me they're not black? Can you really sit here and honestly be like, you know what? Nah, despite all that, Goku's white. Or nah, despite all that, Goku's Asian. Because I tell you right now, I ain't never seen a white guy with hair that naturally sticks up. I ain't never seen that. Now I've seen a white guy make his hair curly. You can make your hair curly. I've seen that happen. And same thing for an Asian guy. I've seen them put fake black hair in their head. But I'm talking about naturally. What happens like when you fucking just was born? right? Not no fucking shit put in your head. I'm talking about just born and let your hair do what it do. I ain't never seen no shit like that from a white person or an Asian. That all said, do I think the creator, Akira Toriyama, God rest his soul, actually put in the story black people like that's what he really meant to do? Do I think that? No, I don't think that at all. Dragon Ball was originally based off Journey to the West, which has no black people in it. Okay? I don't think that he originally did that at all. But I will say this: when he was thinking up the Saiyans, when he came to doing Frieza and why he's so evil and all that kind of shit, I do think that he may have glanced over at American history for a second, a brief moment. Not even a long time, but just enough time to be like, "Oh wow, that's interesting." And I think he may have put aspects of that into Frieza and the Saiyans. And to be fair, he didn't really cover the Saiyans all too much. The only Saiyans we've seen canon wise, and I'm doing that because honestly, Akira Toriyama does not give a fuck about canon. Or so I keep saying I speak as if he's here. Sadly, he's not. But canon wise, even when we saw Burdock, we didn't see all the other Saiyans around him, or I don't think we even seen the fucking Sand Planet. We just seen like a fucking glimpse of Bardock, and that was it. And I think that was like the only other Sand we had seen besides Nappa, Vegeta, and Raditz, and Goku, obviously. But that was like the only Saiyans we had ever seen for like the entirety of the franchise up until like the last what 15 or so years. Then we got fucking Vegeta's brother, which was, I mean, it's debatable if you even want to say he's canon. I mean, that's debatable. Again, canon really means nothing in the Dragon Ball community. Akira Toriyama himself did not give a shit about canon, so why the fuck should we? We should just be having fun with the story, and hey, if you feel this happened, then this happened. That's how I feel, personally. I want to say this last thing, though, because this is an interesting topic. Even though the Dragon Ball universe is not based on our world, and they don't really have like races how we do. If I were to get a rest of the cast, labels as saying what races they are, in my opinion, Boma would not be Asian. I don't see Boma as an Asian girl. I don't see it at all. I see Boma as a white girl. It makes more sense, you know. But everybody else though, I think that Tien, Krillin, Yamcha, all three of them, I think they're all Asian, no doubt. Same thing with Master Roshi too. I think Master Roshi is Asian, no doubt, and Chi Chi is clearly Asian too. The Saiyans are niggas, no doubt. In my opinion, the Saiyans are niggas. But just to be clear though, I would never cast Goku or Vegeta as niggas with a complexion like me. I would never do that because it doesn't make no sense. It would be ridiculous because very clearly they don't look like that at all. But at the same time, we don't see Goku as Jack Harlow. I don't see that. I don't see that. I also don't see Goku as Jackie Chan. I don't see that either. Right? And I hope you understand what I'm saying when I say that. If I cast, I'm just going based off what will be best for the role in terms of the look. People that are light skinned can have black hair that sticks up and straight noses. I mean that's Goku. That best fits Goku 100%. What are you going to tell me that fucking Keanu Reeves should play Goku? But with that all said, everybody, I have nothing else to say on this point, at least for right now. Thank you for watching and peace.